Welcome back. We had some pretty good weather today. Temperatures at 71 degrees, winds calm, humidity at 49%, and the barometric pressure at 29.82 and falling. Now for our area condition, Edwardsport and Bruceville, both experiencing some fair skies, both at 71. Decker and Allendale, Illinois, partly cloudy, and both are at 72 degrees. Let's take a look at our U.S. current temperature. Now, as you guys can see, all around U.S. temperatures are pretty moderate. That's expected for this time of year. In the New England area, down through the Atlantic coast, temperatures are in the 60s, 70s, and also 80s, with Manteo, North Carolina, at 84 degrees. Now in the northern, central, and southern plains, temperatures are in the 70s, 80s, and also 90s, with Lincoln, Nebraska at 78 and Houston, Texas at 89 degrees. Now, in the west, cooler temperatures in the 70s and 80s, with Portland, Oregon at 50 degrees, San Francisco at 69, and Reno also at 69. Let's move right into our frontal map. Now, as you guys can see, all across experiencing some clear and dry conditions. We do have this high pressure system over the Four Corner region that seems to remain dominant for the northern, central, and also southern plains. We do have a couple of weak troughs of low pressure system, not really causing much. Again, for much of the U.S., clear and dry conditions. In the east, we have the stationary front, this low pressure system here, and its associated front. This is what's causing a few scattered showers and also thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. Now, when we go back home, sorry about that, we do have this low pressure system and its secluded front. Now, that's what's going to give us a chance for rain and shower tomorrow and for the next couple of days. Let's look into our forecast. Now for tonight, partly cloudy, a 30% chance of showers, light west-northwest winds, low at a 52. Now for tomorrow's condition, that's the day with the pop-up showers, slight chance of late afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny skies with southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour with a high of 79. And then tomorrow, an early evening shower and thunderstorm, mostly cloudy, slight chance of showers, west-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour with a low of 50. Then for our extended forecast, Friday, mostly sunny at a high of 65 and a low of 44. Saturday, sunny at a high of 62 and a low of 41. And then for Sunday, sunny skies at a high of 66 and a low of 45. So Mitch, we may have one more damp and dreary day before changes take place for the weekend.
All right, Danny, thanks. It's do or die time for several major league teams seeking a spot in the postseason. Cody Cully joins us now with a look at sports. Cody?
That's right, Mitch. Baseball's wild card races may come down to the final game of the season. I'll have the details when we return.
PBS joins the President and First Lady for an evening of Latin music when In Performance at the White House presents Fiesta Latina. Catch Gloria Estefan, Jose Feliciano, Los Lobos, George Lopez, and many more in this musical celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month. In Performance at the White House, Fiesta Latina.
Hi, I'm Roy Underhill. You know, when properly made, the ancient turning saw is one of the most elegant tools ever to serve the human hand. It can cut curves and sweeps, fretworks and piercings pretty as you please. And Bill Anderson here is going to show us how to make a real beauty based on a British bow saw he was too bereft to buy, but he'll build one for our benefit next time here in the Woodwright Shop.
MLB wildcard race is still undecided with one game left. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cody Kelly, News Center 22 Sports. St. Louis came through with a win and took full advantage of Atlanta's loss to move to a tie for the National League wildcard spot. The Cards got a clutch two-run triple from Ryan Theriot in the 7th inning as they came back from a 5-run deficit to beat the Houston Astros 13-6. With a win tonight and a loss by the Braves, the Cards can clinch the NL wildcard. The Atlanta Braves couldn't hold on to their one-game lead and are now deadlocked with St. Louis for the final NL playoff berth. The Braves couldn't get past their division rival as the Phillies took home the victory 7-1. Chase Utley, Hunter Pence, and Jimmy Rollins all had homers, as Philadelphia handed Atlanta their 4th loss in a row. The Braves will try to rebound tonight as the two teams wrap up the series and the regular season in Atlanta. The Boston Red Sox were tied with the Tampa Bay Rays for the American League wild card lead going into their Tuesday night game with the Baltimore Orioles. The Red Sox helped out their own cause by defeating the Orioles 8-7. Boston second baseman Dustin Pedroia says the team has to continue to work hard.
We're just playing. We're playing. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but we got to try to have fun and just play good baseball. That's it. We can't control anything. We've already played 161 games, so, you know, we're going to come out tomorrow and play our butts off and see what happens.
The Red Sox hit 4 home runs, including 2 homers by rookie Ryan LaVarnway. It was LaVarnway's first major league long balls of his career. Jacoby Ellsbury and Marco Scutaro also had homers for the Boston. The Tampa Bay Rays kept pace with the Boston Red Sox after they did their part by beating the New York Yankees 5-3. Matt Joyce hit a 3-run home run, and the Rays also turned a triple play during the game. Both the Rays and the Red Sox have 1 game remaining in the regular season to decide the AL wildcard race. Angel McCoughtry poured in 26 points, and the Atlanta Dream defeated the Indiana Fever 83-67 on last night to win the Eastern Conference Finals 2-1 and advance to the WNBA Finals for the 2nd straight year. Indiana entered the series known for its defense, but Atlanta took control of the game by shutting Indiana down. The Fever shot 10 for 20 from the field in the first quarter, then 11 for 36 in the middle 2 periods. Katie Douglas had 16 points and 9 rebounds, and Tammy Sutton-Brown added 11 points and 9 rebounds. WNBA MVP Tamika Catchings saw limited playing time due to a foot injury. She ended the night with 6 points and 5 rebounds. Atlanta will play at Minnesota on Sunday in the opener of the best-of-5 series. With the supposed start of the regular season a little more than a month away, NBA owners and players appear to be planning their biggest and most spirited meeting of the offseason this weekend. Players Association Chief Billy Hunter has called for his executive committee members, as well as some of the league's superstars, such as Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, to meet Friday in New York. Commissioner David Stern is also planning a separate meeting with some of the league's owners. Stern and Hunter will share with both sides where negotiations stand at this point, and then the owners and players might come together to meet with one another, sources say. The Indianapolis Colts search for experience at the depth chart as the quarterback returned to a familiar face to the roster. The team re-signed Dan Orlovsky. Orlovsky was waived September 3rd after spending the preseason with the team. The Colts also worked out veteran Brody Croyle on Tuesday. Orlovsky has played in 13 games with Detroit and Houston. He started 7 games for the Lions in 2008. The decision to add a 4th quarterback to the roster is a result of the uncertainty surrounding starter Kerry Collins. He was sidelined in the 4th quarter of Sunday night's loss with the Pittsburgh Steelers with concussion-like symptoms. Curtis Painter replaced Collins, but is the only available quarterback on the roster. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Michael Vick took part in a walkthrough today, Coach Andy Reid said. And Vick's injured right non-throwing hand was good enough that he took snaps from center. Those reports confirming rumors that the Eagles QB will probably be starting on Sunday. Reid commented the hand wasn't 100%, but they have seen improvement from yesterday to today. On Monday, as he was leaving the team's facility, Vick had a large cast on his right hand and said his hand was swollen and still sore. It would certainly be a tough loss for the Eagles, Mitch, if they lose Vick for any amount of time.
It sure would, Cody, especially if they want to make it to the Super Bowl. Coming up next, the story of one mother whose car became a delivery room for her new baby boy. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
on the next History Detectives. 3 stories of Prohibition-era America. What does this simple business card have to do with the birth of Las Vegas? What role did this weapon play in a ruthless Chicago mob massacre? And why did New York's wealthiest plan a high society circus at the very depth of the Great Depression?
He just couldn't wait. A baby boy makes his debut in the passenger seat of his parents' minivan. Anna Carrera reports.
Elijah James looks peaceful in his father's arms, but when he first came into the world, his dad's hands were on a steering wheel.
Just kept going. I knew I had to get her here, so that's what I did.
Rebecca Herrick and Sean Lure were excited about the delivery, which they thought would come Saturday night. When Rebecca's contractions got stronger, the Moseny couple headed out towards St. Clair's Hospital in Weston.
5 to 6 o'clock, they were 1 to 4 minutes apart.
But their timing was off. Doctors told them they needed to wait a little longer before they could deliver their bundle of joy.
They said we should go home. So we did.
People that we have to unfortunately send home, and they get disappointed. You know, they think they're having contractions, but they're not causing their cervix to change.
A few hours later, Herrick got that feeling again, and they started the drive back to town.
We couldn't go past about 30 miles an hour because it was so foggy.
The contractions were getting stronger, but it wasn't anything, it didn't cross my mind that, that we wouldn't get to the hospital in time.
And there were times when she was screaming, like, uncontrollably. And when we hit about Cedar Creek is when it really got intense.
I think you told me not to push once. Yeah. I said I couldn't help it.
Right around Rothschild, Herrick realized her baby didn't plan on waiting until they got back to the hospital. So with Dad driving, baby Elijah was born.
He was kind of not sure what to do, and I told her to put him upside down and pat on his back to make sure that he's breathing.
Dad kept driving the whole time, and finally, they arrived at the hospital.
We were just glad to get there at that point.
They cut the cord in the van and took him one way and took me the other way.
Elijah weighed in at 8 pounds and 2 ounces. Was born just after midnight on Sunday morning.
He's perfect. Yeah.
Next time we're staying at the hospital, I don't care what they say.
And as you can see, Mom and baby are both doing well and at home now. That's all for this evening. For Danny Taborn and Cody Cully, I'm Mitch Columbi. We'll see you here tomorrow night. Have a good evening.